Welcome back to Horns Eye Studios for another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder. That means each one of these videos is less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. So let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button below, drop a comment so that people get to see more of this video. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing that before you leave. It helps the channel grow. It's free, and I really appreciate it. Now, it's important to remember with this video, it's for informational purposes only. These are just my opinions and speculation. I'm not an expert. I'm just using some good common sense to analyze this case. I'm not saying anyone's guilty of anything at all. All of what I say is alleged. Now, for this episode, I'd like to discuss the Idaho 4 case and a person that comes up in most every discussion of possible suspects in this case, and that's Jack DuCouer, Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Most people who have followed the crimes have at one time or another felt he could have been a part of it, and that includes me. But as time goes on, the others in the story each have their own motive, means, and opportunity to commit these crimes. The name of Jack D, though, continues to surface. Now, I've mentioned it before, but it bears repeating that the partner or ex-partner of a victim is always at the top of the list of people that law enforcement are interested in. Always. It sure seems strange that Jack was cleared so quickly by police, but he wasn't the only one, as we all know. He's not the only one with a weak alibi. Jack said he was sleeping, despite the fact that he is seen at the Corner Club bar video feed at 1:30 a.m. talking to Kaylee and Maddie. He was already asleep less than an hour from then, according to his story. His friend said he was sleeping in his room while they played video games, but we all know that his bedroom window was accessible to the roof and an easy jump to solid ground, especially for an athlete like Jack DuCouer. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about in this video. It does involve Jack DuCouer in a place called Moscow Axe Throwing. It's located only a few blocks from the University of Idaho in downtown Moscow. They have a bar in the place too. So what better activity for a bunch of college students? Let's get hammered and throw axes. Now, to be fair, they have these places in the area where I live as well, and I'm sure they have people watching the consumption of alcohol. But the servers are supposed to do that in any bar, yet people still get caught drunk driving. I'd rather not have some dude drinking pitchers of beer, throwing an axe anywhere near me. That's just me. Now, axe throwing is a serious business, though. There is a World Axe Throwing League, and they have competitions, and I've seen video of them on ESPN. So this is definitely a big thing with the sports crowd. And a lot of these guys in this story are big sports nuts. Now, I'd like to thank viewer Easy for Me to Say for bringing this up in the comments recently. I did some checking, and there does appear that there was an axe throwing competition the night before the crimes, November 12th, 2022. The grand opening of the Moscow axe throwing business was a month prior on October 8th of 2022. So it was a new establishment, and I'm sure it was hopping, especially with a competition like that, a home football game that day or that night. There were people there from all over the area, even from out of state, that were competing in this. So remember what Enan Harsh said about the vehicles in the parking lot of the King Road house that night? That there were some that had out-of-state plates. And I wondered if these people were there for the competition. It does make you wonder. But in a college town, there are plates from all over the country. So I'm not sure about that, but it did make me think about Enan's statement. Now, Easy for Me to Say went on to say that she learned that there was a 911 call made that night of a belligerent male at the competition who was bothering Kaylee and Maddie. Now, apparently, they were at the competition before they went to the corner club. So I wonder if they went to watch Jack and Adam compete, since I heard they were among the participants. Then they all went to the corner club after that, possibly. I guess anything's possible, right? But a person who was being belligerent like that with the girls was allegedly an off-duty officer with the Moscow PD. But I wasn't able to get any name or a confirmation of that. But it certainly makes you wonder, right? Now, when it comes to what Maddie told Adam, the fact that they could have been together much longer than just at the corner club would have given them much more time to talk. I only wish I was a fly on the wall for that conversation. I'm sure you would agree. Now, if there was an off-duty cop there that was out of line, then that could certainly be a motivation to carry out the crimes, especially if he felt that he was slighted by the girls and embarrassed. Once again, in a case so full of many suspicious people, this just adds another wrinkle to the story. Now, I am saying, am I saying that if Jack competes in an axe throwing contest, does that mean he's guilty of these crimes? Absolutely not. All I'm saying is that the fact that there was something like that going on hours before this heinous act went down, only a few miles away, is a little strange. But in the Idaho 4, strange is what we do. It's become an integral part of this case. Now, don't miss my live this Sunday. That's tomorrow, May 19th, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central. I'm going to be talking Idaho 4. I want to get you guys involved in the conversation, taking your questions. And I'm going to be joined by Michael Adario, a great conversation about parallel construction. He's the guy behind those blowing up Idaho 4 videos that have been talked about a lot lately. And we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about that Stingray technology, very fascinating, and how it could have been used in the Idaho 4 case. So we're going to talk about it with the man behind the video, and you don't want to miss that. It's going to be great. Now, comment below your thoughts here. Love to hear what you guys think about this axe throwing contest. Crazy. And let me know if you've ever done it. And if you drank beer and thrown axes like this. This is pretty wild. Thanks to all my friends at the Horns High Club. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate your support. And I'm glad that you guys enjoy that perk of getting the episodes as soon as they're uploaded instead of having to wait until they come out. I'm happy to be able to do that for you, and that custom email you get or that comment on the community tab just for you guys of what's going on in Horns High Studios. But I appreciate everybody that watches these videos with me, and we'll see you next time for another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder.